What's up, guys? Me again. I guess you could say that this is my first video on the series of many. This topic is going to be about getting help and different forms of getting help. My perspective on getting help, my experiences with getting help, and in multiple ways. Because there are so many people in the world who don't go out there and get the help that they need. Don't realize that they need the help. No matter what it is, mental, physical, whether you just need to talk to somebody, or whether you have depression, anything that's bothering you. Everybody goes through life, so at one point in life, at one point in time in everybody's life, we come across these obstacles, that we just don't think we could pass, or don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. A couple of things I want to talk about with getting help. In school, first and foremost, the thing that I definitely needed to work on. For so many years, I went through school not asking for help because I just learned differently. I'm a visual learner, so the teacher could be spending hours up there teaching something, and I'll go to do it right in front of me and I have no clue what I'm doing. It's just because I need further instructions than what are given. So I in my mind, I felt embarrassed. I didn't feel smart enough. I felt like people were gonna make fun of me if I did say I don't get it. So for the longest time, I just let my grades drop and never asked for the help that I needed. High school, I started asking for help. There was this one math teacher in specific. I asked for help, and she definitely taught the lesson in several different ways in order to help me understand. And I ended up passing all of my math classes in high school because of her, up until the point that I was out of high school. I had a suicide attempt in 2012, and it didn't work for a reason. Obviously God has other plans for me. So I ended up in the hospital, adult treatment center. And I remember it, I sat in front of a table full of doctors. It was like 10 doctors. And I just opened up and just started talking about my life, talking about how I felt, talking about my situation, talking about past situations. And that was the first time that I actually opened up, truly opened up to anybody, from the outside in, people that I didn't even know, of course, so it was harder for me to even take that step and open up. The only kind of opening up I had ever done was to friends, and to even to that extent, there's always more hidden underneath. Everybody has something heavy on their heart, in so many different ways, so many different situations. No matter who you are in this world, there's something always heavy on your heart, and we need to let it out. There's whether it's just to talk about it, whether you write it down, whether you tell somebody, you trust somebody enough to open them up and let them in and ask for their help. But we're all human. everybody needs to talk. And that was the first time that I'd actually kind of opened my eyes to who I really am inside, and how much I felt. I personally felt that I needed to work on. So it was rough for me. It was very emotional couple of hours. Just opening up to everything, and got diagnosed with anxiety, depression, insomnia, and now I'm diagnosed with PTSD, and I've always had suicidal issues. Right now I'm actually a recovering alcoholic, working on my sobriety as well as my mentality. There's always something else that needs to be improved. So doing that, taking it one more step further. Just opening up, finally going to therapy, opening up to loved ones, thinking about, it's mainly it's self-worth. For the longest time I didn't see my self-worth. So, I was very deceitful, very, very deceitful person. One of the biggest liars you could ever know. Hateful, very hateful. Held a lot of grudges. And, I realized, in order to change the way I think, in order to change my depression that follows me, I gotta change the person who I am. Which means, in some cases patching up old wounds, so to speak, as a metaphorical term. I was very, very hurtful to a lot of people. Lived a very eventful life, and I'm 23 right now, but for the first 18 years of my life, I was very, very hurtful to a lot of people, and they know who they are, each and every one of them, and whether they see this or not, whether it matters or not, in my heart, I do deeply apologize, sincerely apologize to everybody who I made believe that I was somebody that I wasn't. Everybody that I deceived into my selfish lies. And that's right up until this very day. It's so additional with patching up, old wounds, getting help, stepping out. There was distancing myself. Along with that, was distancing myself. Getting away from the people that weren't too good for me, good for my life, weren't doing good things. And that's really when I took a good look at myself, and took a good look in the mirror to realize I do not like who I am. Looking in the mirror, feeling like the ugliest person in the world, on the outside and on the inside. Feeling alone, feeling nothing but regret, These are the type of things that definitely ate at me for years, just built up and built up. You know, I let the devil get so far into my mind that he controlled everything that I did. And, you know, I'm only able to speak about this today because God is so good. And I have definitely, you know, pushed through some very, very hard situations in this world. Definitely pushed through obstacles that I didn't even know I was capable of handling, of course. And, you know, after taking a good look at myself and realizing, you know, the only thing that I felt in my conscience was sadness, regret, shame, hurt, and you know, and realizing that it's like when you're getting bullied at school, for example, and you know, you feel like you don't know what to do, or everybody's against you, or you know, there's no way out, or there's no one that can relate to you. That's the best time to let somebody else go ahead and take control. You know, in my case, it was God. God definitely took control of my life, and you know, started leading me in ways that I didn't even think I was capable. You know, mind blowing, just to step outside myself and feel like I'm looking at myself from the outside in, realizing all this. Definitely grew, you know, a strong sense of determination to change. Very, very strong. Change myself, change everything I did, you know, change goals, because, you know, if you don't got goals, then, you know, in my perspective, I feel like life is just passing you by, because that was me for a very long time. You know, just life just going and going and going, and finding my goals and getting help. I realized that no matter what your dream is, no matter what it is, it could be the silliest dream or the biggest dream in the world. The President of the United States. If you want to grow up and be a princess, because that's possible nowadays, you can do that. Go work at Disney World and be a princess. There's, you know, the possibilities are endless. There's so many things to look forward to in life. So many options out there. So many places to be explored. So much destiny to be, you know, received. There's just there's always something more than what you think is gonna happen. And you know, so got some help, and after being kicked out of school, you know, I was kicked out of school in high school because there was rumors of, you know, me doing drugs. And, you know, at the time, it wasn't true. And so it really, really, really hurt me. It really hurt me. It definitely did. And it hurt me so much that I actually went and did drugs and became the ugly person that I was accused of being. I thank God every day for my sobriety. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter what drug I was doing, because all drugs are the same. All drugs are deceitful. All drugs kill your body, kill your mind, kill your world, they kill your shine. It's like you're a beautiful rose, and on drugs you're nothing but a wilted crumble of leaves, just waiting to be blown away by the wind. In my perspective, that's where I was. And sobriety is more than just oh, I've been sober for 30 days, 90 days. It's sobriety is a clean mentality. It's more than a clean clean UA, clean. It's more than that. It's a clean mentality. I thank God that I've been sober for as many years as I have. I've been sober since 2012, the end of 2012, so I say 2013. And I still am in a constant battle with alcoholism, and that's something that started out in my early years. Simply drinking just to disappear mentally, just to disappear off this earth mentally, because feeling like not strong enough to handle life. So I had a constant urge to want to escape, and that did lead me out of school. And by the time I did want to get back into school, I was too old. Like I said in my first video, I was 19 with 5 high school credits, and it was hard for me to get back in school. It really was. But after going through what they call as rock bottom, or hitting rock bottom, not talking to nobody, not being around anybody because you're so embarrassed to be seen by anybody. You're so embarrassed by your actions that you don't talk to anybody anymore. Being at that point, and getting myself clean and getting back into school, the whole time, I was thinking to myself, if I were looking from the outside in to try and help myself, what would I say? If that makes sense. If it don't, cool, whatevs. Looking from the outside in, you gotta want it. You gotta want it. It's more than just sitting there saying, oh, I gotta do this, because it's the right thing to do, because it's what's socially accepted, or because it's what it's expected of me. You gotta want it more than that. Definitely gotta want it more than that. It's more than just expectation, because we're all expected to be born. We're all expected to be good citizens. We're all expected to follow laws, follow rules. But it's more than just doing what's expected of you in life. because when you're so lost, you don't know what you want. And then when you find that thing that you want, you just go for it. You go for it with 120% of everything that you have. Every aching muscle you have, every drop of sweat, every drop of blood, every tear, every muscle you have, you just go out, go for it. And I applied that. I applied that when I got back in school. And got myself caught up, and on the first one of my mother's 5 kids to get a high school diploma. And that's something I can't just sit there and pride myself in my whole life, because there are bigger and better things than just a high school diploma. It's like I took a step up, but there's 10,000 more steps to go. That's how I feel. That's definitely a good perspective that I try to push on, and teach to others. It's not about settling or doing what you're supposed to do, socially accepted. It's about driving for more. I want to travel the world, so this is my start, traveling my hometown and seeing what's here, learning what's here, learning what I could do to help this community before I even think of taking a step out into the world. So I'm continuing in school. I got a good 2 semesters left to get my communications degree. Also the first one in my family to be going to be earning a degree of any sort. And it's education. I feel doesn't make you smarter, because there are people who have turned their back on me in life, saying that, oh, you think you're better than me just because you went to school. No, it's not about being better than anybody else. It's not about status. To be educated isn't to be smart. It's to be well informed. Yeah, and that stuck with me. Because you could have the smartest kid in the world, and he could only be 3 years old. But is he well informed about the journey ahead of him? It's just something to put into perspective. I don't find myself smart. I do like to be well informed, because there's definitely a lot going on with this day and age. The date's 3/28/2017, and we will never have this day again, ever. So I used what I did for this day, and I used my day to go to appointments. I was actually doing appointments all day, therapy appointments, and my perspective was opened a lot today, because I had to do what's called an intake for therapy. So as we're running across things that traumatically have happened in my life, not traumatic, and it just made me think really hard. There's so many people in this world that are not getting help. No matter how old they are, they're not getting help at all. They don't think they need help. They don't plan to get help. They don't aspire to get help. It's not even a thought in their head. You know, most of the people, you know, no matter what you struggle with, depression, alcoholism, addiction, you know, there's people out there that don't even believe that, you know, anything's wrong. And that was me for the longest time. You know, I thought, you know, I'm just gonna drink and I'm gonna be fine, or I'm gonna do these drugs and I'm gonna be fine. And it's not about that. But there's so many people out there that are just unaware, you know, how damaging it can be, you know, how you can lead your life, you know, to the best of your days or to the darkest of your days. You could lead yourself to happiness, or, you know, you could lead yourself to complete depression. And with all the experiences up till that, in my educational point, you know, I definitely turned to God. And, you know, my time of need, you know, just cowering before each time I prayed, you know, in denial about who I was or what I wanted. At one point in my life, I thought I wanted, you know, my decision was to be selfish, be so selfish. Everything is what I wanted, everything is how I wanted, you know, and what I wanted it for. And it's just like boom, 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 me. And, you know, I didn't find my self-worth to understand that, you know, I gotta love myself enough to want the best out of life. You know, I gotta love myself enough to find my self-worth. I gotta love myself enough to look in the mirror, you know, and find beauty, find something good. You know, I gotta love myself enough to, you know, stop crying and get out of bed. Cause I'll stay in bed for, you know, 2-3 days at a time, just thinking and thinking. You know, crying, letting my depression get the best of me. And, you know, I'm determined. I stand before this camera, you know, on this day, on this time. I'm determined. I'm determined to change the world, whether it's one person, the littlest of something, or thousands of people, you know, whether I reach the other side of the world or not. You know, I'm determined to make a change, and I'm determined to help. Definitely determined to help. You know, I just want to tell everybody, you know, if they're struggling with addiction, you know, struggling with addiction could range from anything right now. There's people that are addicted to shows, and, you know, there's people that are addicted to something as crazy as cleaning, you know, make it obsessive, addicted to eating, to where it becomes a detriment to your health, you know, addicted to alcoholism, you know. And, you know, I just want to tell everybody, there are great resources in this world for a reason. Definitely. You know, I'm not religious. I'm not Christian, Catholic, Protestant. You know, I don't proclaim myself a religion, but I do have a spiritual connection with God. I do believe there is a higher power, and I do believe that I've definitely felt Him in my life, seen Him in my life, and I do believe that He moves in my body. So first and foremost, that's what I needed to do, was find a connection. I just asked. I asked for guidance. It could be someone as simple as sitting across from you in the bus. It could be somebody you see at the grocery store. Somebody you meet in a group. Somebody you meet at church. Just ask. I find that the best times that I learn things is when I ask someone who's completely unexpected of it. For example, not everybody feels comfortable talking about God or a higher power. I'll refer to him as God or a higher power. But there are people that don't seem to reach out to that or to believe it's true. And my opinion is one of billions on this earth. And I'm not saying my way of thinking is better than anybody else's. Right or wrong, I'm speaking about my past experiences and my life and what I've learned. And I definitely wouldn't be where I am at today without a higher power. And I definitely wouldn't be making this video. But I'm getting close to that's all I got today. I kind of just hit record and go for it. That's basically what I'm doing. Wrote like 2 words on a paper to guide myself, but then just stop and prayed and said, God, lead me in this discussion. What do you want me to talk about? And so here we are. Anybody who's struggling with addiction, ask for help. It's more than just wanting to be sober. You gotta want a better life. You gotta find your self-worth enough to believe that you deserve better than being stuck by your addiction, no matter what it is. I definitely am thankful for the resources I've had, and thankful for the people I have had when I opened up and asked for help. Definitely, there are people and resources in this world for a reason. No limit is impossible. There's, no place you can't go in the world. Definitely find something you love and follow it, or let it follow you. But either way, don't leave it so far behind that you don't even know where you're at. Because here I am, doing what I do best, talking, of course, but I'm talking for purpose this time. Hope you guys liked today. Hope you liked the first rant / informative / motivational / Dr. Phil / everything / self-revealing. Yep. So that's who I am with that perspective. Anyways, so gonna close this one out. Lots of prayer. Peace, love, unity, and respect to everybody. And hope to see y'all back soon. Subscribe below. Thanks for watching.